Hey, this is Dan at Studio Blue, and this is 15-minute all-level core. I'm going to give a lot of different ways to level up throughout this next 15 minutes. Don't do anything that feels negative in your body or creates bad pain, especially in the neck or low back. Optional props today are a mini ball. Just keep in mind this can all be done without the mini ball if you don't have one at home. Let's get started. So we're going to start knees bent, feet flat, and we're going to take the ball underneath the bottom tips of our shoulder blades. Hands come together, place them behind your head, and start with a little bit of a lift to the chest and pause here. As you exhale, feel your waistline narrow. Curl the tail under slightly so your lower back is lengthening or imprinting. It most likely will not touch the ground on this. And then as you inhale, just let your pelvis open to neutral, to where there's a little bit of a natural curve. And take a couple more like that. Exhaling, waistline draws in, the tail curls under. Inhale to release. Now, as you do this, think of narrowing your elbows slightly and reaching your elbows towards the sky so your shoulder blades start to separate on the back of the rib cage. Now, the next time that the lower back lengthens and the tail curls under, hold that position. And as you inhale, start to stretch over the ball, the eyes go to the sky, and eventually the eyes will come slightly behind you. As you exhale, nod the chin, curl up, feeling the ribs draw down, and without really changing the lower back, so it's not overly arcing or rounding. As you inhale, start to stretch back, and the same thought here, you're not overly arcing the low back. We're trying to get some movement in the upper back and the upper spine. Nodding the chin, exhaling up. So what I like about the ball, or the use of a ball, or maybe you're using a towel or a foam roller, is that it allows you to go into a little bit of upper back extension. So you have to work twice as hard as you curl up into your chest lift. Now only go back so far that it feels comfortable in your body. And the next time that you curl up, pause here. Reach your right arm forward, collarbones open. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to curl up and over to the right, trying to keep that right arm pretty still. Inhale back to center. And again, exhale, same side, up and over to the right. Think of the left hip staying heavy. Inhaling to center. Feeling the rib cages twisting with minimal movement to the lower back and to the pelvis. And just make sure that your head's coming along with you. Now, if this feels okay, you can take that hand behind the head. Same thing, exhale, twist in the upper body to the right, working through the obliques. So as we twist right, I'm thinking right lower ribs, left upper ribs wrapping over. So really both sides of your waist are working here. As you breathe in, try to breathe into the back side of the rib cage. Last one like this. Exhaling to twist. Inhale, come to center, reach your left arm forward, maybe curl up just a little bit higher. Again, without over tucking the tail or rounding the lower back. The left arm stays pretty still. Exhale, twist up and over to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. With every breath out, feel your waistline narrow. Feel the upper back moving. And again, the legs, the pelvis, and the lower back are all relatively still. Now, if that feels okay, both hands to the back of your head. Exhale up and over, same side to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhaling to twist. Inhaling center. And you might notice one side feels a little bit more fatigued than the other. And that's fairly common. Last three. And center. Last two. And center. And last one. Exhaling to twist. Inhale to center and stretch over your ball about halfway this time. Make sure your head feels really supported. Exhale, curl the chest up. Now take your eyes just slightly to the sky without creating neck tension. And imagine you could literally just hover slightly up off the ball. So you might even notice the ball kind of puffs up a little bit more underneath the back of the ribs. As you exhale, root down into your left leg while your right leg floats up tabletop. And we'll say tabletop-ish. The knee doesn't necessarily have to come over the hip. but try to bring your shin parallel to the ground. Inhale to lower. Push down into the right foot to help bring the left leg up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, switch. So now the core, the abdominals, right, from the deepest layer to the not so deep layer, are working to stabilize. So as one leg is curling up, or floating up rather, make sure nothing else in the body is moving. You're not moving the ribs or the pelvis. Still think of floating the chest up off the ball slightly, again, without creating neck tension. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but if I try to float up a little bit, my whole body starts to shake. So see if you can find that. Wrapping the elbows up slightly. One more with that left leg. Now float the right leg up, pause. Again, feel the left foot is rooting down. Exhale, you're gonna look at that right knee and take a small twist towards it. Try not to twist so far that your whole pelvis and body rocks. Inhale, center, lower that foot. Left leg floats up, take a small twist towards it. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. And a couple things to think about here. Lower back is stable, pelvis stable, and whatever side you're twisting towards, you can think of that elbow almost reaching up and over the knee. One more to the left. And then stretch over the ball. Inhaling, exhale, curl up. Legs can lengthen out, toes pointed. Low waistline's in, lower back is still neutral. It might be hard to see because I'm wearing black on a black mat, but lower back is neutral, thighs squeezing together. As you inhale, start to stretch back. Think it's middle back, upper back. And then the neck starts to extend as we go back. Nod the chin, exhale, curl up, reach your arms forward, and just hover up off that ball a little bit. As you exhale, take your hands to your head, try to keep that hover, and then as you inhale, stretch over the ball. So again, middle back, upper back, and a little bit of neck extension. Exhale, curl up, reach your arms forward, some hovering slightly off the ball. All right, and my ribs are still there, but I've lifted slightly. Hands to your head without lowering. That's where you're really going to feel those abs. And then start to lower and stretch back. And again, curl up. Arms reach forward. Find that hover. Thighs together. Exhale, hands to your head. You haven't lowered back down. And then on your next breath, slowly stretch back. One more. Curl up. Reach the arms. Right? I'm still in contact with the ball, but my abs are working harder. Hands to the head as you breathe out. And then slowly lower back and take a breath over that ball. Curl the head and the chest up, take the ball away, and we're going to come up to seated. So knees bent and feet relatively flat. Maybe the feet are flexed if that feels better in the arches of your feet. Grab the back of your thighs, lift your chest, get tall. Curl the tail and roll back off your sit bones. So the lower back is a little rounded. The upper back has a natural curve. The eyes are forward. As you exhale, take your right arm forward and then take your left arm forward. Now you want to find that sweet spot where you're not just bracing from your thighs and your hips, but you feel your deep abs. On your next breath out, right hand just taps the back of the head. Inhale it forward. Exhale, left hand taps the back of the head. Inhale it forward. Now, as you do this, again, you want to feel the core, the deep layer, so pelvic floor, deep transversus. Your obliques are stabilizing. So as a hand goes back, you're going to feel a lot of work down the center and the sides of your ribs working to stabilize. Good. Now, this can also be done with one hand staying on a thigh, right, like this, bringing the hand back, returning to the back of the thigh if you want more support. It's just there as an option. Otherwise, both arms are forward. Finish off to your left side. Good, and then take your right hand to the center of your chest. On your next breath out, take a small twist to your right, right? You're not lifting up, but just really twisting the rib cage. Lower back and pelvis stay still. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. So now we're using our obliques to help create that rotation. Last one. Inhale, center, right arm forward, left hand to the sternum. And again, exhale, we twist left. Inhale, center. You might notice one side feels a little bit more challenging than the other, maybe in terms of tightness or strength. Again, that's okay. We typically have one side that might be a little stronger or a little tighter. Try to keep the shoulders relaxing a bit without pushing or jamming them down. Last one. Return to center, both arms forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, curl the tail, slowly start to roll down. Now, you might get to a place where you go fairly quick, but if you can, really try to slow it down. Reach your arms overhead, reach your legs out long. Take a breath here. It might feel good just to stretch those abs out. And then flip onto your stomach. So the backside is still part of your core. So we're thinking core is front, back, side to side. So the arms can reach behind you, palms facing down, away from your mat, nose an inch off of the ground. Relax your knees, maybe wiggle the feet side to side. Feel the waistline draw in. Roll the shoulders a little bit back, and as you inhale, get so long that your head and chest start to peel up. And I want you to feel that there's some work and movement in the upper back. As you inhale, lower the chest, let the shoulders relax. Then set your stomach, start to look forward, peel the head and the chest up. Yeah, feel the shoulders are rolling back. There's a little bit of work in between those shoulder blades. Inhale, lower. Now, if you want to add on, exhale, head and chest start to lift. The arms and the legs can lift. So if the legs have lifted, we're thinking front of the hips are opening, the back of the legs are firing. And you don't have to overly tense or squeeze them, but they should just start to naturally kick on. Inhale, everything lowers. Exhale, head and chest, arms, legs. So really the whole back side of the body is working. Inhale to lower. And exhale to lift. One more like this. Inhaling to lower. Thinking more about length than height on this. Hold and breathe. If you want to add on, bring your arms to a goalpost. Relax the shoulders out of the ears. Keep the neck long and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, lower everything down. Come up to hands and knees. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I'm going to turn to face the other direction. Round the spine once like a cat, dropping the chin, curling the tail. Shoulder blades widen. As you inhale, open the chest, lift the tailbone and look forward. So the whole spine is arcing. Find the place in the middle of those two extremes. Press down into your hands. And as you exhale, walk one leg at a time back into a plank. So I'm thinking my chest is pulling a little forward. My low ribs are puffing up. I'm pressing my hands and my feet down. My waistline's naturally drawing in. Now, if this doesn't feel good on your wrists, you can always come onto your elbows like this. You can always be on your knees with your forearms down or up on your hands, right? Any of these variations or modifications are okay. Keep that sense of waistline in, neck long. The lower ribs are puffing up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let the knees come down on 1, feet together. Knees will open, and then just stretch the arms out in front of you. You can use the hands to gently press the hips to the heels and the heels to the hips. Walk the arms over to the left, sway the hips a little to the right, and breathe into that right side. Walk the arms to the right, shift the hips a little to the left, and breathe into the left side. And then bring everything back to center. Roll yourself up. And that is your 15 minutes of core. Thanks for playing.